time here. We had yesterday and today, and on the exclusive red carpet today with a very intelligent man that I have never met, but meeting him in this event has opened my scope of business because I feel Africa is now. So let's meet him. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening so much. Well, my name is Olakunle Shoria. I'm a futurist and a thought leader and an entrepreneur and culture shaper.
Okay, I came and I have seen yesterday you opened, I call it, people will say cans of run. You opened a lot of mindsets to what you said yesterday. You said it all lot yesterday. But my take home is the fact that you emphasize on Africans having to do the right thing, and you mentioned the part where you said the box of spoiled eggs, and that played a major role in my ideology about how I think about things. That people keep saying, so what happens to things that are not right that we keep doing, knowing that this is not right? So what would you say about the collaboration we will take home from here? How do we put this together so that when we come back next year, we see something different from all that we have said since yesterday till date?
I mean, I'm excited every time about conversations like this because usually it's the beginning of the type of change we want to see. I believe very strongly that we do better when we know better. And clarity is the big thing that each of us need to experience. And you can have a lot of knowledge and not be clear. Knowing and clarity are two different things. When people know a lot and they are not able to do something about it, they are not clear about what they know. They don't have clarity about what they know. Part of the burden of knowledge is people know, but people don't know why they know. And events like this is helping us to close the gap between what we know and why we know them, so that we can build clarity. The goal of knowledge is not recall. The goal of knowledge is transformation. And the beginning of transformation is to be able to dimension conversations into actionable steps. And I think that with the quality of panelists we've had, with the quality of speakers that we've had, these are doers, these are action figures. These are not people just coming to talk. This is not motivational speaking. These are people who are doing it and who are committed to taking it to the next level. So the type of networking, the type of conversations that we have, I'm very sure is going to produce that level of clarity beyond intelligence that will morph into usable actions, transferable actions. And so I'm completely persuaded that we've given birth to newness here in these 2 days.
Okay, so talking about the new Africa that we are all searching for, can you tell us more light on how we intend to carry the nearest generation, like we talk about your son, how do we intend to bring them up to the level where we want them to be in the new Africa we are envisaging and we are projecting right now?
Yeah, I mean, the Gen Alpha is the scoring generation. That is the winning generation as far as I'm concerned, right? If you choose 30 years, I believe very strongly that the future that we talk about is 30. The future is now 30. If you had 30 to the age of anybody living today, they are most likely going to be full-blown adults, or they will be so much of an adult, they will be at the departure lounge of life, ready to take the flight, or they will have taken it. I mean, if you are 1 year old, you'll be 31. If you are 5, you'll be 35. If you are, 10, you'll be 40. If you are 20, you'll be 50. So I see that the future is here, and between anyone aged 11 and below is the right there is the experience of the type of future we want to see. And I'm very confident that if we continue to focus as we are, probably stretch a bit further beyond Gen Z and millennials and begin to think critically about Gen Alpha, because they are yet to be indoctrinated, they are yet to be influenced by the type of thinking that shape culture today. And if we begin to superimpose the right knowledge on them, jumping over the two generations ahead of them, which is millennials and Gen Z, we can create fast track hope from there. Because what we are doing is helping those children to begin to sit in the type of future we want to see, and accepting that they are the very drivers of that and owners of that future, right? So, but it begins with what we are doing now. The panel on education was very instructive. It is my hope that a few, creatives in the room, a few visionaries, will hold on to some of their thoughts. But New Africa for me is a lot of promise. But I believe the experience of it is right there between in Gen Alpha. Right, in another 30 years or 50 years tops, right, there will be more black people working in the world than white people living. It's an incredible black majority in the future, and an incredibly youth population, with Africa leading the pack, right, for that youth energy and that youth miracle. So I'm excited at the possibilities, and I'm very confident that it's only a matter of time. Discipline, time, and patience will lead us to the type of Africa we want to see.
Okay, one very last question that I discussed with someone yesterday. I said we have, like Dr. Genevieve said yesterday, we have white people, we have foreigners who come bring grants to Nigeria, to Africa as a continent, and develop our entrepreneurs, develop our businesses. What are we doing? This seems to be like a burden to me. What are we doing to project the nearest future, which is the entrepreneurs? How do we tend to put them together and face them as a community, so that we, people like you who have gone ahead of us, can actually say, okay, I'm proud, you're meeting me here, and in another 10 years you see me, oh, I'm very big, and you say, oh, I met you somewhere, and because of what I heard from you, I was able to push myself.
Yes.
How do we push other people, and how do we empower them? Because now money is in scarcity, but how do we do this, bring in those funds to put people together to raise them from where they are at the moment now?
It's interesting. So the messiahs are the entrepreneurs, the innovators, and the non-profits. They are the messiahs, because they will be the custodians of the ideas. They will be the one pushing the ideas, and the entrepreneurs and the innovators will be creating the ideas and manifesting the ideas. The non-profits will be arguing, advocating, and fighting for the life of those ideas. And when I say ideas, I mean everything from recycling to healthcare. Everything we complain about are all solutions that can become a problem. If we combine entrepreneurs, innovators, and non-profits, we can create magic. But to also understand that they need money. And as of today, the money is expected to come from foreign direct investments, right? Which makes perfect sense. But foreign needs to be disrupted. It shouldn't be white people. And I don't have any problem with white people. We have an incredible diaspora with the potential to create nothing less than $200 billion in funding that can be sent to Africa, right? If we organize that diaspora, that for me is the African opportunity. If we organize that diaspora into a community where they are giving intentionally to fund ideas in Africa, not for welfare economics, not for paying rent or buying shoes or taking care of food, but for development, right? And that comes easily if we get just a critical population of diaspora to give 5 to 10, 15%, 20% of their income and send it home for investment. Of course, there has to be a structured platform here that will be able to be the bridge between that funding and the entrepreneurs, right? And people say, oh, if they come, they bring money here, people will eat the money. But hey, so how is MTN doing it? How is Microsoft doing it? How is Facebook doing it? How are all these big corporations, how is Coca-Cola doing it? Right? When you come and just give the money to your cousin or to your brother, then they steal the money. But if you employ principles, you bring structure, you bring culture, systems into what you're doing, nobody's going to steal your money, and it will work, right? I think that is where the promise is, and we have the young people with the cheapest young people you can hire anywhere in the world. I mean, to hire an American, I think it's about $7 per word. It's not per hour, maybe per. I forgot what that measurement is. But for Africa, it's much more cheaper, and we can beat that. To be honest, we can probably, with our affordable labor, incredible thinking that we have amongst our young people, we could raise that a bit, not up to what the Americans would take, but we can outsource a lot of jobs across the world to Africa, right? So there's just a lot of opportunity ahead of us, and I think that we're on the right path, but I'm excited about New Africa. I'm excited about this event. I'm excited about the type of conversations we've had. The quality of the participation has been incredible, and I look forward to the next one.
Thank you so much, Dr.
You're most welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful time in this event since yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of people who have followed us on social media have seen all that has been happening. And with me today is the wonderful, delectable man who has told us so much about the future, and we look forward to the New Africa. This is the New Africa Global Award happening live in Lisa Hotel, Accra, Ghana.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.